きなりですね。
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 2020 Oscatch World Cup. I'm Dolan, joined by Snow Leopard for this final match of our semifinals weekend between Indonesia and the United States. What's up, Snow Leopard?
Oh, how's it going? I'm excited to be here for a United States match, finally. I've been casting like just about every other team, finally get to see my own home team from the caster's box.
He's been waiting for his chance. He's been waiting very patiently, but finally he is rewarded.
Now is the time. I want to see Zach popping off again like he was yesterday, but I also kind of want to see the tiebreaker. So, gotta say, as much as I want to see my home team do well, I kind of want to see the tiebreaker come out. I don't think we've seen it yet.
No, we've had a few, we had a 7-5, a couple 7-5s, but we have not seen the tiebreaker yet this weekend.
So yeah, tiebreaker hype is real. US, don't let me down. Give me the tiebreaker.
I don't know if I'm rooting for the US anymore because Sekre has just called me a stinky, and that has hurt my feelings.
Oh, wow. Yeah, actually, US is canceled.
Yeah, they're canceled now. I'm refunding my banner, switching to Indo. Yeah, Lexi has redeemed. Hold on, Lexi redeemed himself. He redeemed the team.
Yeah, that's true. We can't be mad at Lexi.
Is he like? I have no feelings. Andrew, come on, bro. Man, this is rough.
Getting spicy already.
I signed up to cast a match, not to be verbally abused. It's all good fun. But going into our first warm-up here, we're going to see a lot of hidden coming out. These two teams, Indonesia, they came off of a 7-2 win over Germany in their first semifinals loser bracket match. The US took down France 7-5.
Just going to call out Andrew with the first miss of the match.
Yeah, wow. Wow, look at that Sekre guy. Imagine flaming a caster and then missing.
The first miss of the entire match.
The first miss. I'm going to let him hear it afterwards, don't worry. This is a peaceful warm-up.
Hey, actually, this is pretty nice. Seems fairly serious, too. We've seen quite a bit of serious warm-up so far in this stage. Not super surprising.
Is Sekre okay there?
You know, that's a good question. He's having a bit of a struggle.
He's just stopping randomly.
Maybe that's every time he hears us say something about him as the Twitch open.
Looks like he's practicing for a Dodge the Beat World Cup.
That maybe the US can be #1 in something finally.
Hey, that needs to be a thing. So you're into hosting tournaments now, right? There you go.
I am hosting a tournament finally, so maybe that'll be my next one.
There you go, after Mystery Tournament.
Yes, sir.
Followed by Roll World Cup.
Yeah, and I can't mention the other idea I have because Juan will get mad at me again, but...
unfortunate.
Yeah. Has to do with Mania. That's about all the hint you'll need if you watch me catch my other matches.
That would explain it. Well, alright, chat, let us know who you're rooting for. Because this is a loser's bracket match. If they lose, they are out of the tournament. Can you believe it, Snow Leopard? After this match, we will be at finals week.
That is actually pretty exciting. I'm excited to see the end of this and see who we kind of get in that top 4 spot. That's when stuff really starts to get spicy and you see the real titans facing off. I know we already have South Korea versus China as the next match for those two teams coming up here in the finals bracket. So already the legendary Titans match.
Yeah, they're going to be playing in the winners finals once again. But now it's time for a second warm-up. Let's see. I don't know whose warm-up that was.
I believe that was Indonesia's warm-up. We should be getting the US warm-up now.
Let's see what they've got for us. But anyway, guys, we also want to inform you that this week and next week are going to be your final weeks to purchase banners. They are no longer available Grand Finals weekend, so be sure to get your banners to support your team if they're still in the tournament and you haven't bought one. There's no better time than now to jump aboard the hype train for $2.50 in the OS store. Tell them about it, Snow.
Absolutely. They look great. Just check out any profile of pretty much any of the casters here. We all have one, to my knowledge, and they really look great. If your team wins, you get to keep it for even longer. You get to show off your proud #1 team. And like you said earlier, Dolan, is just $2.50. That is less than a month of supporter.
That's half a Twitch subscription right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
It's totally worth. Okay, now I don't know whose warm-up this is.
Aw, Lexi said I was adorable. It's cute.
Yeah, that's why I said he redeemed himself.
Oh, I was kind of confused. I was looking at Twitch chat for all of these messages, and I was just kind of rolling with it.
Well, there you go.
I didn't find them, but there we are. There's the actual messages. I love you too, Lexi.
Sekre has redeemed himself. Did you see that? That's great. A lengthy warm-up coming in 4 minutes.
My head is just flipping back and forth between my monitors, trying to catch up with which chat we're talking about. Like, is it Twitch chat or game chat? Oh no!
There's so much to pay attention to. This is your first World Cup, right?
It is, yes.
So, what has your favorite moment been so far?
Man, I think it was when I jumped in for, I forget which teams it was, and I wish I remembered. There was a tiebreaker where we had like 6 casters jumped in all at once, or at least 4.
Oh wait, that was I was a part of that. I remember that.
That was pretty
awesome. Italy one?
It might have been Mexico, Italy.
I remember that. And we just pulled off a 4-man tiebreaker cast.
Yeah, that was really hype, and I'm excited for that. I also like the recaps that we're doing. I'm hoping I can be available for the next one.
Yes, those recaps are awesome.
This last one was not an ideal time for, I think, most of us U.S. players, but yeah, hopefully it'll be a better time for the next one, and yeah, that was really fun.
CWC is paving the way for future World Cups.
Absolutely, we need like a whole caster's desk. It'll be like any other esports stream.
That's what me and JBH have been saying for years.
That'd be insane. I'm down for it.
We're trying to get more professional here, folks. All for your entertainment.
I'm putting on a suit and a tie just for you guys.
Just for you guys. You see, this man in his first World Cup has already embraced the caster way.
Absolutely. Got the top buttoned and everything.
He is on point. All right, let's see. Russell saying this map might break the client. Does he hope it doesn't? But we've been warned, I guess. All right.
Well, Russell's saying that we can't sue him, but I will try.
We will certainly try. Indonesia, I think, have had a really good performance this year, considering that they are missing Deceitful from their roster. I think that's a really a big point to note here, is that they're actually in top 8 without Deceitful, and Deceitful is one of the best tournament players out there.
Yeah, especially if you consider their game against Germany yesterday. I think a lot of people thought Germany would do pretty well there, just because they are a bit of a giant themselves, and Indonesia really kind of crushed that match. So to see them at such a strong point without their top player there, that's very impressive.
Yeah, Indo has been developing their depth over the past few years. You look at players like Lewin, he is really underranked. He's really good for his rank. They've got a lot of new up-and-coming players.
Yeah, I've seen Dika also show up a lot, especially in that Germany-Indonesia match yesterday. Had a lot of D carry in the chat.
Yeah, Dika and Galaxy know what it's like to make it to the business end of this World Cup. They have 2 badges, 2nd and 3rd. From those years past, they have a lot of tournament experience. So it should be an interesting match with Indo and the United States. These 2 countries have a lot of history in CWC. They're definitely rivals, and they've faced off in some big matches in the past.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how it's gonna go.
By the way, Russell,
he
had 100 combo. He had 100 combo.
It's the AR0 warm-up.
Amazing. Flashlight hidden AR0 from Galaxy. I don't know if you can just be any better at the game.
Yeah, he actually doesn't need to see. He's just that good.
That's some anime stuff right there.
Absolutely.
He's just sensing the aura of the fruit.
He can smell the fruit from a mile away.
He's casting his spatial magic to recognize the fruit patterns with limited vision.
So yeah, Roswell is getting up to the 100, almost a 200 combo there. Very impressive, honestly. This is not an easy song. It's got the easy mode paradox where it's so slow and should be so easy that it's actually hard.
Yeah, he's really good at just gimmicky stuff. I mean, he's good at a lot of other things, but one of the things he's definitely known for is being able to play stuff like this better than most players.
Absolutely. Truly the definition of the man, the myth, the legend.
Man, I don't know why Zach is struggling. It's low AR hidden. I mean,
that's true.
It's only AR0.
This is actually what Zach has been begging for this entire time. Low AR hidden. Come on.
There you go. Should time
Maybe
to
he's
shine.
Not powered up yet. Although he did pop off quite a bit on the Nomad pig yesterday. Yeah. So maybe he's a Nomad player now. No more hidden for Zach.
Yeah, Zach. You want to talk about players with history in this tournament? Zach playing in his 8th consecutive Catch World Cup.
An absolute legend. I know I was talking with him, this was about a month or so ago, about just different Catch World Cup experiences. And he's telling me about one when he played on a laptop in a hotel because he wasn't even home. I think he was on vacation, but he played a World Cup match from a hotel on a laptop.
I want to say that was 2017 or 2018 because I do remember that story.
Yeah, an absolute legend.
Zach can do it anywhere, anytime, man. One time last year, they were road tripping to a big anime convention out in California, and they drove through Texas, where I live. And so I offered them they could stay over here to save money on a hotel. Well, he played the Russia match in group stage from my PC. He just brought his keyboard and was like, all right, let's do it.
Absolute, yeah, God Gamer. It's the title. I've given him many times before, and I think it's very fitting. Have to see if it pays off for the US in this match today. I want to see Zach on some Nomad again. Possibly that same pick as we saw yesterday. That one was pretty hype.
Yeah, Zach actually putting in work this weekend. That's always nice to see.
Gonna lose our audio right at the end here as Dika fails out, but no worries. That is the end of the warm-up, and we are going to get into the rolls now.
All right, Chad, roll predictions. Get them in there. It's the most hype part of the match. You know it. You love it. It's time for rolls and bans.
Actually, I just want to point out there, we saw Fail, DDB, and then Rostled with the S.
It's just Rostled things.
Yeah, just doing Rostled things.
Well, Indo will be taking the win on the roll, 31-25. A close roll, but that means the US will be up first to ban.
Yeah, we need to get Andrew back in as coach. Rostled, just not strong roll.
Yeah, Rostled, this is his first year being the captain of the team. But he's been a part of the squad for many years. And Zach flexing his roll skills there.
Zach rolling for his ability to be the roller, and I think we should definitely have Zach roll from now on.
I'm telling you, Roll World Cup.
I think that honestly would be pretty hype too.
Because you would never know who's going to win.
Maybe that can be my shtick. There's just some sort of mystery in every tournament I host.
Nice. I know there is a lot of hype for your tournament. The signups are pretty packed.
That has been wild. I've seen people posting rosters on Twitter, like CWC.
Oh yeah, I did that. I totally did that with my team.
Yeah, it was your team. There was one or two other teams I saw, and I'm like, what the heck? I'm like,
but anyway,
why is my tournament this hyped? But
getting into the bans, the US will ban Hard Rock 1, BS Power Explosion, and Indonesia will ban out DT1, WTF, 1J, Hyperion's Reign.
So I've seen DT1 banned quite a bit so far. I think Hard Rock 1 also has been banned a few times, but mostly it's actually been Hidden 1 that's been banned.
It's been Hidden 1 or Hidden 3.
Yeah.
Hidden 3 and Hard Rock 3 have also been banned a fair amount. I think the strategy with Indo and US banning these is well, at least for Indo, DT1 is definitely probably the easiest double time for a team like the US to perform well on. So if they're definitely not super confident with double times, they definitely don't want to, to pick the easier one.
Yeah, very true. That makes a lot of sense, actually. They're going to take you on with double time and at least make them struggle a bit.
But Indonesia will be up first to pick to open the match.
But to see what they go for first.
Nice.
US team memeing as always, calling out my OG name. For anyone that doesn't know, that is my Discord name. And my name on a couple other things, but...
Indeed.
I see you, Guillotine.
That's a throwback, not even Sponge or Jimmy Russell.
No, actually, that's the funny thing that I've mentioned, I think, a couple times when talking about Rostled, is that I actually first knew him as Guillotine, and then when I became familiar with Rostled, I didn't actually know it was the same person for a little bit. And then I was like, oh, that's the same person. No wonder they both are showing up for like the same things.
Well, Nomad 1 is going to be the opening pick from Indonesia.
Oh, this song is hype. I was actually listening to this earlier just casually while I was playing some RuneScape.
It's a good one.
It really is. New featured artist. I think I had someone fact check me on this yesterday, and I think it was April that Puff became a featured artist. So Definitely check them out if you haven't yet.
All right, team's gonna get their roster set. Lewind, Dika, and Fantastic for Indonesia. Sekre, Lexi, and Russell for the U.S.
Pretty standard squad for the U.S. for hidden, or not hidden, Nomad, sorry. I saw Lexi and I just think hidden.
You see Lexi and Russell, then it could be anything.
Yeah, that's true. Those two are just, they're too good. We need to nerf them.
Nah. We need to nerf them. There's some teams in the winners bracket that could use some nerfing, if you ask me.
You know what, that's true. We did just see some pretty crazy matches, like the South Korea match right before this. Absolutely nutty.
But here we go. Start command is going in. We're going to get underway in our final semifinals match of the weekend. The last spot for finals week up for grabs.
Actually, speaking of South Korea, I see in chat someone asked about the South Korea-Italy match right before this. It was South Korea that won.
They took it quite convincingly there.
A rather impressive 7-0.
But here we go, getting all synced up here.
Lexi deciding to play.
Also actually did find a few droplet misses.
Indeed, although so far no actual combo misses from anybody. That's good.
Yeah, through the first 200, both teams looking good.
Yeah, I was actually playing this map as well yesterday, and it's definitely one where you gotta be in tune with the song, and if you are, you can get the jumps pretty well. But if you get out of sync with it, you'll drop a ton of notes real easily.
Yeah, it also doesn't give you much breathing room in terms of just the next pattern approaching. Russell will find the first drop, though, so Indonesia going to take an early lead. But Fantastic will trade it. So it's going to be even Stevens once they recover. Halfway through.
Yeah, this song definitely very high energy, just a lot of streams and snaps and jumps all the way throughout. Keeps you on your toes.
And the U.S. actually is going to have a very minuscule lead over Indonesia. Coming up to the 788 part, really difficult pattern coming up now.
Will everyone hit it?
Oh, Lexi got caught out. Lewind will trade it, though, just after. Lewind actually did hit that hard pattern.
Yeah, really impressive so far from everybody. There's just been, I think that's what now, 4 slip-ups between all 6 players.
Oh, Russell will drop yet again. That's actually going to switch it over to Indo. Into the final quarter, Indo looking to take their opening pick here. And the U.S. are going to need some help, but Indonesia looking solid. It's Dika against Sekre with the FCs.
Both of them with the double FS, yeah.
Indonesia will start strong. They'll take a 1-0 lead on Nomad.
Absolutely, yeah. There's not enough spin for the U.S. to try and take this one back. Indo going to have a sizable about 23,000 lead there. 24.
Dika and Sekre with SS's. Very close map.
Yeah, Lexi and Russell both only 2 misses. Fantastic, just a single miss. Definitely think that map's gotten a lot of practice by a lot of the teams. I've seen it come out a lot.
So the U.S. will be up to pick next.
I'm expecting to see some Hin here, especially since we saw Lexi in.
I'm not really sure what the U.S. is going to go for here, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I would need to ask Sekre what his predictions are. His predictions are always on point, but unfortunately, I feel like he's not going to leak the team strat to me to announce to the whole world here.
just leaks it to us right before he picks it, so it sounds like we're gods.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, if all of a sudden I just predict every single pick perfectly, you know something's up. US taking their time to make a pick here might actually be a tougher decision for them.
Yeah, the pool is really wide open here, and this is kind of the toughest decision because if you have multiple maps you're comfortable on, it's which one do we start with first?
Yeah. And you definitely want to get your first point in early. You don't want Indonesia to get a
shredder.
momentum. Yeah, so they are going to go with Hidden here. Hidden 2.
So Zach will be stepping in for this one.
Everybody get your Zach hype in chat. It's Zach time. Although I'll be really hyped if I see Zach back in for an O-Mod. We already know. Yeah, we already know he's a god on Hidden, but when he steps in for something not hidden, that's when the real gamer moment happens.
That's when you know some spicy stuff is about to go down.
Ultimate way to spook the enemy team.
So it'll be Lewin, Dika, and Galaxy against Zach, Lexi, and Rossold.
It is actually quite the lineup for Indonesia as well. Dika, Lewin, definitely well-known, underrated players.
And here we go, start command going in.
Dang, Zach muting his DM, so I can't slide in them during this map. Fortunate. Better luck next time.
Well, here we go, Hidden. Dika gonna get a little head start here.
He's going to take a little break as everybody catches up when we get back into sync.
Ooh, that is an early miss from Galaxy and Lewin and Zach.
Yeah, pretty uncharacteristic for these teams, actually.
Zach actually 2 quick early misses here. Indo had 2 players miss, and Dika will also drop. So now there's no FCs on the side of Indo. Rosson and Lexi are still going strong.
Yeah, it looks like Lexi had a couple droplet misses, still holding the full combo though. Rostold with the double S.
So the US will have a slight advantage at the start. Most of these players are veterans here, so they should be well versed on older maps like this. It's still a tricky one with Hidden.
Absolutely, yeah. I expect to see Zach do pretty well. He did have those early misses, but hopefully he's kind of tightened that up. Zach definitely well known for his older maps.
40k for the US at the break. Galaxy did find another miss. Zach will trade it. But it's the 2 FCs that have been going for the US. The win will drop. He had a big combo, but Russell, one of the FCs for the US, will trade it.
I believe Galaxy also dropped at the same time as Lewin, so it was a 2 miss versus a 1 miss. So US still in favor there, but
only one FC remains, and that's Lexi.
Lexi too strong.
All players now trying to recover that 200 combo mark. Indo trailing right now. Oh, Lexi will drop though.
Yeah, Lexi finally dropping on that kind of weird wiggle, although Dika holding on strong now at 600 combo himself.
Yeah, Indo actually going to pull back some score off that miss from Lexi, but they're still going to need more help. A third of the map left. Zach will drop. And Indo are creeping closer, but Galaxy will trade the miss from Zach as Zach finds yet another.
Zach must actually be a No-Mod player now.
He can't go back to Hidden.
Yeah, you gotta choose one or the other. It's like the light side or the dark side. You gotta just make your pick.
Indo's still trailing US back in the driver's seat here with the combo advantage into the final quarter.
Yeah, it looks like Galaxy and Dika both found a miss earlier. Focused on memeing Zach.
We forgot about the others.
Yeah.
But the US now checking out of the final sections of the map, and Galaxy's miss may put them out of reach. Dika will also drop, and surely that's it now.
Yeah, there's just not enough of the song left at this point. The catastrophic failure coming from the US.
Yeah, Zach's miss is not going to be enough to swing it at this point. Lexi will also drop. The Winded Galaxy do drop, and Russell holds on to the combo. And that is going to make it 1-1.
So yeah, the US taking a point, a slightly higher score advantage than when Indonesia took their point, but still 1-1. Pretty good opening so far. About to see what Indonesia tries to go for next.
So Indonesia up next to pick the pool, still relatively wide open for them. We'll get a look at it shortly. Excellent play there from Russell, just a 1 miss from him. He does come in with over 1 million points.
Yeah, absolutely. Very strong there. So he must have had a pretty good spin to get that above the 1 million with that drop.
So here is the pool. Indo now. Will they stick with Nomad or do they go for a mod? That is the big question here.
Looks like they're going to be going for Leaf Nomad 2.
So they will stick with the Nomad specifics for now.
And unfortunately, I cannot make the Leaf Deef rhyme for the 4th time now because I have been informed that it's pronounced Dave.
Yeah, it's Dave.
I was like, oh, okay.
Unless you pronounce it, if you pronounce it Leif Dave.
There we go. Yeah, maybe I can do that.
It's Leif Dave.
Yeah, it wasn't until the 3rd time that I'd made that joke while commentating that someone's like, hey, by the way, that's not how that name's pronounced. I was like, oh, thanks.
I think I thought I was being intelligent.
Yeah, I thought I was being smart. Turns out I was being dumb. Kind of the story of my life here, but I'll get there eventually.
So the short 2-minute Nomad standard map here, the specific. Indo performed very well in Nomad 1, so hopefully they will also perform well in Nomad 2, but the danger here is that the US are also fairly good at Nomad. Sekre does come back in, switching out with Zach. And here we go. Fantastic also stepping in for Lewind on the side of Indonesia.
Aha, I figured out what was wrong. My client thing got glitched out a little bit. I was like, wait a minute, nothing is moving. Something must be wrong here. I have fixed it.
Good old panic button.
Absolutely.
It does fix everything. But here we go. A hype intro for this one.
Absolutely, a lot of quick wiggles here, and so far, no one getting caught out. Actually, it looks like Fantastic had a really early miss.
It was very early for Fantastic, so that's a slight advantage to the US. It's actually not going to be too big of a deal, though, unless the US just triple FC.
Yeah, when you missed that early, it's really not a huge deal. I want to say it was within the first 10 or 15 combo, so no issue here for Indonesia, unless, like you said, we get a triple FC out of the US. Which honestly would be pretty surprising, though, on this kind of a map where it's just a lot of really quick snaps back and forth and weird wiggles. Super easy to find yourself caught out on a kind of weird pattern.
And Fantastic will find another miss, though, and that's going to be much more harmful to Indonesia. Coming at the midway point, only a minute left. And the US are starting to check out now, and they hit all of it.
Yeah, the US trying to prove me wrong and show that actually, yes, we can do the triple FC, but Still about a third of the map left for me to not be proven wrong.
DK and Galaxy trying their best to keep Indonesia in it. They're going to need some misses from the U.S.
Yeah, Fantastic back above the 200 combo now, so holding back on for his team, but unfortunately that lead they gave to the U.S. cannot be stopped without the U.S. finding a miss.
And Fantastic will drop yet again, and still triple FC from the U.S. Galaxy also dropping for Indo as well. It's only Dika for Indo. Sekre will be the first American miss. And he will miss at the end, and it's almost a triple FC. Not quite. Russell and Lexi and Sekre get it done. Break point for the U.S. 2-1.
Super close, not quite the cigar, just a single miss from the U.S. Very strong performance there. And I believe that is our first break point for the match.
That will be the opening break point of the match. The U.S. now with the pick. So now do they stick with Hidden or do they switch it up?
I saw someone in chat be like, who's Sekre LOL? And I'm like, I was about to explain it and then I saw Zadius. He's just memeing.
There's a lot of memeing going on in Twitch chat.
That is our beloved Chicken Bible. Gone to the weeb side, changed his name.
Our beloved poultry gospel. So now the US taking some time to think once again.
Looks like we might get a roster swap. Lexi saying that he is alone once more. Poor Lexi. Can we get some teammates?
Can we get some love for Lexi in chat, please?
Absolutely, yeah.
Give your teams your energy, chat. They're gonna need it. This is a very important match for both teams. The winner of this will be facing Hong Kong next week. DT2 is the pick from the US.
I've seen this one picked quite a bit so far.
It's fairly popular.
It's a pretty fair double time pick, honestly. I don't think there's anything too crazy about it. It's kind of your pretty standard tournament double time map.
Yeah, the only thing about it is it's a little quick. When I say quick, I mean obviously double time is quick, but just how quickly you have to kind of go through the back fourths.
Yeah.
Getting to the rhythm. There's really little room for error on this one specifically.
Yeah. It's no easy map by any means, for sure.
But the rhythm isn't super tricky to pick up, but it's just more of it's really hard to get back in the rhythm on this map once you lose it. And we will see Diao stepping in for his first play of the match on the side of the US. Oh, and is he going to throw on Hidden? He's trying to be a Hidden gamer.
We do have quite a bit of hidden gamers in this match. From the sounds of the chat, it looks like possibly all three members of Indonesia are going to be taking hidden. We'll have to see when they load in, though.
Well, here we go. Oh, wow. Indo will all take hidden. The US will take no hidden. So I don't think I've ever seen this before in my entirety of casting any World Cup. Never have I seen this.
Yeah, it's hidden versus no hidden. The final showdown between, yeah.
Man, now I kind of have to root for Indo because HD, man.
See, now I'll finally root for the US because I'm not a hidden player myself.
But Fantastic will find the first miss for Indonesia very early before the 200 combo mark.
So yeah, in chat, make sure to root for your favorite team or your favorite mod, either way here.
Yeah, I think that's tricky part of this map, just not isn't the fact that it's hard necessarily for double time, but because of the speed and the rhythm, it's really easy to get impatient and dash too soon.
Oh, absolutely. I can imagine that would be extra hard with hidden here, but Galaxy and Dika doing really well so far.
Yeah, Diao does trade the early miss from Fantastic, though he drops, and so Indo going to be closing that score gap. But Fantastic with another miss. It's going to put the US further out in front as Diao recovers to 200. Galaxy as well will drop.
Yeah, U.S. definitely looking on the ball today so far. Indonesia needs to kind of tighten it up a little bit, but overall they're really not doing that bad themselves. Just a couple slips here and there.
Yeah, will drop once again for the U.S. It's Dika, Sekri, and Russell, the FCs, remaining fantastic with another miss. Oh, he does miss again.
Dika finally gonna drop.
Yeah, that's a big miss. All players from Indo now have missed at least once. And US now with 3 combos over 200. Starting to run away with it at this point, and there's not much map left.
Yeah, Diao has found a few misses, but with Russell and Sekre holding the FCs, how about Chris Sekre now?
Nice.
It's just a huge lead on the US. Gotta make sure I curse everyone evenly.
That's how you know you're a real caster.
Absolutely. So now I just need to focus on Russell and about how he's FCing so far. Although unfortunately, not enough map left to curse him. He escapes by this time. I'll get him next time.
So the US will take a 3-1 lead, rustled with the FC, the only one in the lobby. Indonesia now up to pick once again.
Jimmy once again doing the rustling.
Doing the rostling. It's very hard to say.
It is. He needs to switch back to one of his other names that are easier to say.
Bring back Sponge.
Yeah, bring back Sponge, bring back Guillotine. Diao not happy with his misses, but honestly, wasn't too bad.
Yeah, no, not too bad. He was able to recover fairly well.
Yeah, if you just took his play like by itself, you would be like, oh wow, that was a really good play. But then when you put it right next to stuff like Rostel doing the full combo, kind of looks a lot different. But yeah.
So Indo now on the clock. Now where will they go? Do they stick with Nomad specifics or do they try to branch out maybe into Hard Rock? Could be dangerous.
You know, it's a good question because they had pretty good luck with the first Nomad, and then they went for the second one, and then they lost and gave the US a break point. So it's kind of like, where do we go now? It's 50-50 for how they've been doing with Nomad.
I could see Nomad 3.
Yeah, Nomad 3 has been a fairly popular pick so far. Can't go wrong at the spectator map.
Now they're going for Nomad 5. This one has been picked quite a bit. I think it's been picked more than Nomad 6. It's Nomad counterpart in the pool.
I believe so, yeah. I even have seen a couple people change their profile pictures, such as Kofu on the Belgian team. He recently changed his Discord profile picture to this background, so a lot of people enjoying this song.
Solid choice.
Can't go wrong.
So Indonesia will stick with Nomad. Lewind coming in for Galaxy, actually. Fantastic will stay in the lobby. And it looks like these are going to be the lineups.
I believe so. Yep, we are starting to see some ref commands in chat there.
And there it is. The start command from our referee, Dave. Round number 5.
Just a little bit of a synchronization going here. Bancho taking a quick break. And we're in.
Boom. We have to work on Bancho's time.
Yeah. Gotta give the guy a break. Working overtime recently with how many players have been on O's.
Lewind with a very early miss before the 200 combo arc to give the US a small advantage.
Yeah, an early miss like that, not a huge deal, especially on a song like this where it's just very dense. A lot of stacks. It's already back up to that 200 combo.
Yep. But the U.S. still maintain the advantage at the moment. Quarter of the map gone already.
Absolutely. There's only about 3/4 left for the U.S. to find a miss, but...
Ooh, double miss coming out from Indonesia. Fantastic. Andika.
Yeah, definitely not what Indonesia wanted there. That's going to make the lead a lot more considerable for the U.S. now.
You can see that scoreboard is already flying in their direction just because they have not missed yet. Halfway through.
So yeah, score definitely looking a lot rougher now after that double miss from Indonesia. They're going to need to start seeing some misses from the U.S. pretty soon if they want to start making a comeback.
Yeah, it's already nearly 100,000 points in favor of the United States at this moment. Ooh, Lexi does get caught out, just misses that hyper. Sekre Andika as well. And now Indo actually going to pull back some points here. They now have the combo advantage. But Dika and Fantastic's double miss is going to negate that.
Yeah, only Rothfeld left full combo.
Yeah, Rothfeld is absolutely putting on a clinic now. Sekre almost a 200 combo as well. So the U.S. really pulling away here. And there's just not much Indonesia can do with this amount of time left.
Yeah, we're going to see the last little section of the song here.
Ooh, but everybody misses but Dika. And he does have 200 combo. But unfortunately, I don't think he has enough time.
Yeah, the score is going back towards Indonesia right now, but there's going to be a bit too little too late. And it's looking like that's going to be the second breakpoint. Actually, Fantastic going to fail at the end there.
Yeah, Fantastic will get caught out at the end. He will fail, potentially. We'll have to wait for the MP link, but it wouldn't have mattered. The U.S. would have won anyway. They had a massive advantage going into the ending.
Yeah, you can see even if you added a million points onto the Indonesia's score, the U.S. would have been ahead still. And Fantastic only having 915,000 would not be enough.
Yeah, Fantastic did fail. And the U.S. are going to immediately fire back with Hidden 1. And now, here's the interesting part. If I'm Indonesia, actually, if I was the captain of Indonesia right now, I would be calling the timeout. I have a feeling that's just...
Yeah, actually, because, the U.S. has a bit of a momentum going right now. It's already 4-1, and ever since Indonesia's first opening point, it has just been all points for the U.S.
Yeah, not to say that it's a misplay not to use the timeout right now, but I think the timeout would be really good right now because the U.S., they've just taken another breakpoint off Indo, and they're trying to roll right into their next pick. They immediately pick Hidden 1. They knew what they wanted to go for. You may need to try to slow their momentum just a little bit.
Absolutely, and we see mentioned by Sekre that it is Zach time once more.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zach getting his fair share of plays, his second map of this match. Rothfeld, Lexi, Zach coming in for Hidden. Let me see those Zach Twitch emotes if you've got them in the chat.
Absolutely, and if you don't got them, maybe I'll just gift them to you. Handed out a couple of them in the last match. Yeah, it is a good amount. You can't go wrong with it.
When Zach pops off, you got to put Zach emotes in the chat.
Oh, absolutely. I know I'm going to be spamming the Zach emote if he goes in for the no mod pick again. Hoping we can see that. Andrew, I know you're listening. Make sure it happens, especially if the U.S. is up a lot of points towards the end here.
Well, I would take Indo very seriously. I don't know.
That is true, yeah.
If we mess around. I mean, they've got a 4-1 lead right now, but Indo have done some things in the past.
That is true. We have seen crazier things happen before. We've seen stuff like the match we were talking about earlier in this match, the Mexico-Italy match, where Mexico was down, I think it was 1 to match point, and they came back all the way to the tiebreaker.
It was this exact scoreline. They were down, 4-1?
Something like that, yeah. So can't ever be too comfortable in this.
Zach with the early miss, but Galaxy trades it as well. Lewind and Galaxy now dropping. So 2 FCs to 1. And there goes the last FC for Indonesia. So it's Rothfeld and Lexi. Zach is struggling a little bit. This is a very small CS size too for Hidden as well.
Yeah.
That is where the real difficulty in this one lies. Zach now getting his footing on hidden.
Yeah, I was watching closely on those quick wiggles there, see if he was going to slip up again, but looks like he's back into the flow of the song. Indonesia making their way back as well. We already have one person, Dika, above the 200 combo, although Galaxy going to find a drop.
Yeah, oh, and Zach will break just before he gets back to 200. But fortunately for him, his teammates are there backing him up. It's always nice to have Russell and Lexi as teammates.
Absolutely, yeah. With those two on your side, you can kind of breathe a little sigh of relief, although Russell is going to find a drop.
Yeah, still, the U.S. with a massive advantage at this point. It's already over 100,000. It's closing on 200,000 points. Mainly just because of the consistency of Russell and Lexi here.
Yeah, Lexi, I believe, full combo still.
Yeah, he is the only FC remaining. Russell trying to get back up to that 200 combo mark, but he will drop. I have cursed him. Galaxy is negating Lexi for the time being.
Yeah, unfortunately for Indonesia, Lewin keeps trading all the drops that are coming out from the US.
Yeah, and once again on hidden, especially with lower CS size, you get out of that rhythm. It is so hard to get back into it. That's what we saw with Zach too. You notice he was struggling early on, found his footing. It takes a lot of patience to play hidden.
We're also going to find another miss right at the end there, but no matter, it's going to be about a 300,000 difference with the US taking their 5th point this match.
Lexi does get the FC on that. That is ridiculous. A near SS at that. That is Lexi, a very hard map to FC.
An absolute god.
The hidden god coming in.
You know him, you love him, or you hate him for stealing your number 1 place on the leaderboard. One way or another, you at least know of Lexi.
I don't have number 1 place. I love Lexi.
Yeah, I don't have any number 1s to be stolen, so I still love Lexi.
Right? I got a few number 5s maybe, but that's about it.
Yeah, any of mine that are close to the top of the scoreboard, it's on some weird pick that no one cares about.
Flamewind, thank you for representing the Doe Happy in chat.
No, I don't even know if I have Doe Happy. I need to
Flamewind is a mad lad.
Absolutely. The flame philanthropist.
It's hard not to show bias when these players are too nice to you.
Oh.
No, but yeah, Indo backs against the wall here. This is they've got to be thinking about timeouts sooner or later.
Lexi's too nice to hate. Lexi might as well be on Team Belgium at this point. How nice he is.
Honestly. But now we move on to Indo's next pick, and this is a very important pick because if they get broken here, the US will be up 6-1 at match point with the pick. So would not be surprised to potentially see their timeout come out here, considering this could be the last pick if it goes wrong for them.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll have to see what they're going to go for now. Lewind taking his time.
And there it is. Yep,
hey,
the timeout is being called from Lewind. I think that's a smart move.
Absolutely.
I love that rule. I love the fact that we have timeouts now.
Yeah, I definitely think it makes a lot more sense than just kind of letting teams take their sweet time and having to be like, hey, can you get us your pick? Instead, now they have a very well-defined time period to take that short break if they do need it.
It also means the referees can be more strict when it comes to that timer running out to 0.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want that. You do not want that. You don't want a randomized pick.
Oh, that's for sure. Definitely not, honestly, for any team in any position.
I've seen it happen a few times. Yeah. It is tragic. But Indo, so they're going to be tanking pretty hard here. They're thinking about this one.
Yeah, they
want to get it right.
Here, yeah.
Because if they can at least get this point, they're guaranteed to get at least one more pick out of this match. And that's honestly huge at this point, if you're going to start making a comeback.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's good to note here that this is the loser's bracket. So whichever team does find the loss, they're going to be done for the whole tournament. So This one is for all the marbles.
Yeah, with that being said, we are in top 8 right now, getting to the nitty-gritty of the tournament. This is the business end of the tournament, as my friend JBH would say.
The man, the myth, the legend himself. Speaking of JBH, I still kind of want to see this tiebreaker. Which is map fire on JBH.
But this is the last opportunity we will have to see it. If we don't get it here, we'll be lost into the void forever. So let's look at what Indo has here. I mean, they still got a few no-mod specifics. They got a no-mod convert, and they are going to go for no-mod 6, though.
Yeah, going to go for the other no-mod convert in the map pool. First one didn't go super well for him, but honestly, it was still pretty close. I'll have to see if the second one gives him a little more love. Maybe a little less love, seeing as the other one was I love you.
Indo used every single second of that timeout.
Can't blame them. We talked about it earlier. You really do need to kind of stop this great momentum that the US had. Let everybody cool down.
I feel like though the timeout came in a little too late. You either use it to stop your team or to just give yourself some time to think for a pick. Either use is good.
Yeah. Although, better that they use it than completely lose it. They are gonna get it in there.
But I love to see the big brain tactical uses of the timeouts, like when Philippines tried to ice the US in round of 16. That was pretty... they just hadn't used it, and they went to tiebreak. They're like, I guess we'll just use it now before tiebreak.
Yeah, might as well.
Might as well.
Gotta build those nerves.
But here we go to no mod 6. Toka coming in for his first performance of the match. Dika Galaxy will join him on the side of Indonesia. It'll be Sekre, Lexi, and Rosseld on the other end for the team in blue, the US. Lexi waits for no client.
Absolutely. We're going to make him hang out for a bit, and now that we're synced up, he can join us once more.
Indo really looking to take home a point here. They really need it.
Yeah, and it's all looking pretty clean so far. We're just about at the 200 combo mark, and there hasn't been a single droplet or fruit missed by anybody. Everyone at that double S.
Yeah, this is a good start for both teams, particularly for Indonesia. This is what they needed, a good start. Keep themselves in it.
Yeah, that is good to point out. They did have a bit of a rough start with some early misses in a lot of their maps so far, so definitely encouraging to see such a strong start from them.
But the US are equaling them right now. We are locked dead even. And this is a long map, 4.5 minutes in length. Sekre will be the first miss of the match. Indonesia to the lead.
That break might have been just what Indonesia needed. Yeah, they're still looking super strong. Triple double S.
Oh, Sekre finding more misses now. Rosseld will drop as well. Indo still rocking it. Galaxy will trade one of them, but Indo will still maintain the advantage.
Absolutely, yeah. Galaxy did find that miss. The other two players still with the double S, though. Only Lexi with the double S on the side of US.
So Indo's still looking good, in good shape here. A third of the way through. Still not out of the woods just yet, but a strong start from them. How about Toka? His first play of the match. That's very rare to see. You don't often see that.
Yeah, first play, double S, and a pretty long song here. Already halfway through it.
Yep, Toka and Dika really putting in some work here. The US have recovered their combos, so they're just waiting for an opening to strike here, but Indonesia not showing many signs of weakness here. Halfway through, Sekre will drop. Indonesia going to further grow the advantage.
is looking like it's going to be quite a comeback from Indonesia if they can hold on for the rest of the match. There's only about a third left.
So no FCs remaining for the U.S. Indo's starting to run away with it. But there's still a ton of time left in this map. But this is a good spot to be in if you're Indonesia. They have about 90,000 points in their favor.
Ooh, deep ball finally.
And Toka, that's a double miss from Indo. The FCs do drop from Indo. Galaxy drops as well. Wait. 3 combos over 200 for the US. It's going to start flipping instantly. Rossum will drop, so that's going to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, Indonesia still has the lead for now, but it is going to be shrinking as there is 2 combos above 200 for the US.
Double miss from the US.
Yeah.
Galaxy with the highest combo. Rossum just behind.
I cursed them just in time for Indonesia to get that break that they needed there.
Yeah, but still with a quarter of the map left, it's about 1 miss, maybe a little more than 1 miss in favor of Indonesia. They're not out of the woods just yet. The question is, can Indo bring it home?
I think they have a pretty good shot at it here. It's slowing down. I believe there's going to be one more fast section left.
Yeah, all the combos are about to get to 200. But if Indo can avoid a meltdown here, they got it.
Song is going to be speeding back up again, so they got to keep those corners tight, make sure they don't slip up.
He was too quick on that dash back. And Indo holding strong.
Yeah, definitely a very hard part of the song to keep your rhythm with as it gradually speeds up with each verse.
Yeah, I think Indo have got this. As long as they can avoid like a double or triple miss here, they'll be fine. Toka will drop for Indo, but that's only one. Not enough. Dika does double miss. US still holding combo. Galaxy and Sekre trading now. That's 3 combos down. I don't think there's enough time. The US are going to start pulling back some score, but Rosseld's miss is going to seal the deal. Indonesia will survive.
Very great performance there. Indonesia finally getting that second point they desperately needed. Gonna definitely break the momentum there at the US. Took that timeout possibly to slow it down, and then they shattered it with that point.
And that's a big win because that means Indo is going to get another pick after US's pick. So that was a big win for Indo. How about Toka coming in hot off the bench? What a performance from him.
Absolutely, yeah. That was a 4-minute, nearly 40-second long song, and for the first 2/3 of it straight, just stone cold SS.
He outdid Lexi by 1,000 points.
It's no easy feat by any means.
That was only a 30K difference, by the way.
Yeah, it didn't look as close as it actually was, but some insane gameplay from both teams here.
Yeah, Indo really strong there, so now the US will have the pick. They're going to be eyeing up this map pool. They've got to be thinking Hard Rock hitting a double time. Still doesn't narrow down too much, but
thinking they might go with their third hidden pick, try to get that match point going. We'll have to see though. There is still quite a bit of hidden or Hard Rock open, and that one double time left.
It'll be DT3 coming out from the US. Now, the thing about this map is when you apply double time, it's only 1 minute and 54 seconds in length.
Yeah, that is not a lot of time for any mistakes to be taken care of, so definitely going to want the teams to get it figured out.
So they're going to put Indo through a high-pressure double time pick here.
Rostel and Sekre having a little classic banter.
The Creeper stepping in for the US, his first performance of the match.
Love to see it. Sekre saying, I got creeped. Very interesting. Hopefully Indonesia doesn't get creeped here, because that will put the US into that match point. If they can get a break point here, that'd be pretty big.
Yeah, honestly, if they get a break point here, Indonesia could be right back in this match. Start command is going in. Now the question is, how many hidden gamers will we see with the double time?
We are going to see the same lineup from Indonesia, so Toka staying in.
None. How do we go from a double time where all Indo players picked Hidden to where no one picks it?
Definitely, yeah, quite the switch up. Although, to be fair, the US did win that pick, so maybe Indonesia thinking Hidden wasn't the move. They've defected over to the no Hidden side.
We also do see Toka in for this. I guess they're like, he's playing hot, let's leave him in. Galaxy with a very early miss for Indo.
Yeah, I kind of got my eyes on Toka and Dika here. They've both been performing really well this weekend.
Ooh, Toga does find a drop, though, as you say that. Toga, though, he has had a really good World Cup. I'm also keeping my eyes on the Creeper because, you know, this is his first performance as well, but so far he's playing really good. Toga and Galaxy with 2 misses, and this map is very short. Russell with the first US miss now. A third of the way through already, Snow Leopard.
Absolutely. Yeah, the US trying to hold on strong, just that single miss from Russell. Although the Creeper are going to find his first miss here.
Yeah, but Toga and Dika do drop, so the US going to grow that score advantage even further halfway through now. Russell did find a miss as well.
Yeah.
So we're only
holding
down.
on really strong.
It's all up to Sekre now. He's the only FC left in the lobby. But he will drop no FCs for anyone here.
Galaxy now getting close to the combo that Sekre had when he dropped. Definitely, you know, he had that early miss, but he's definitely redeemed himself here. Holding on very strong for Indonesia.
Yeah, coming to the end of the map, the US just have such a massive score advantage of over 100k at this point. And to Creeper, coming in hot with a 1 missed play. Off the bench.
Definitely looking that way. Tagged in our own Toka.
Yep. Galaxy does recover the combo and comes back with a really nice score with 99.62 AC, but 3 million points for the US. They will take the point. 6-2 match point United States.
Yeah, 2 single misses from the US. Definitely very strong performance there, although it's not the end of the story for Indonesia. They do get their pick. Hopefully something they're going to be a little stronger on.
Oh my goodness, look at Rossland and Sekre's score. It's almost a tie. It's literally, Rossland has 100 more points.
That's it. I don't know if that's a climb bug. They both said same score, different misses, but I saw 100 higher. Yeah, on Rossland. I think he got 100 higher somehow. The client is vibing.
No, wait.
Stream is wrong, apparently.
Could it be? We will have to check the MP link on that. Oh my goodness, wait, check the MP link.
Andrew having none of it.
He's saying, no, we tied.
Yeah, he does not want Rostel to have one over him. Checking the MP link, it does look like the scores are actually tied, so that was,
yeah, they did tie. That's pretty crazy. Okay, but Indo backs against the wall. They are going to need 5 in a row or their World Cup will end here. So where do Indo go? You have to think, is it going to be no mod 3 or no mod 4? It's highly likely, I feel like, with what they've been playing. And they do not have a timeout now. The pick, what's it gonna be? We see Hidden, Hard Rock, or Nomad. I'm personally betting on Nomad 3.
Yeah,
because I really like that song. Hard Rock 2!
Ooh, spicy.
Not bad. Not a bad decision. You're gonna pick a mod that hasn't been played yet. So it could work out for them.
Yeah, we haven't seen this matchup yet.
But also the US, very capable on Hard Rock as well. Will not be easy for Indonesia.
Yeah, that's for sure. We have our very own Sekre, Chicken Bible, the man, the myth, the legend on Hard Rock. Also good on Double Time. Actually, I asked him, I believe there was a Hard Rock pick in one of the recent matches he didn't play for. And I asked him about it. He's like, oh, he thinks his Double Time's better, but definitely well known on Hard Rock, especially on the leaderboards. This is going to be a Rockman map. A little shout out to Rockman.
Diao will be stepping back in. No surprise there. Lewind, Dika, and Galaxy for Indonesia. Sekre, Diao, and Rossold for the United States.
Lewind hopping back in, hoping for Lewind. About to see if he can get it.
That was low effort, and I love it.
That's all I do, baby.
Welcome to the casting booth. You are officially a caster now. Suit, low effort, puns, banners. He's done it all, folks. Snow Leopard is an official caster, guys. He did it.
Checking off the list, checking it twice. I'm like Santa, but for the summertime.
Man, this guy just don't stop. He's going to be amazing. Galaxy will throw on the hidden with Hard Rock. Here we go. Round 9.
Just going to follow that one up with another one, but decided to stop on the head.
Really droplet misses from Diao there. His combo is the same, so I don't think it was an actual miss. Yeah, he just missed the droplet. Oh, but he will miss on those early hyper chains. Hyper back force, not hyper chains, really.
Yes, the glowing red fruit, that one.
That one, the glowing red. There's a lot of glowing red fruit.
I remember the first
pattern.
I remember the first time when I was starting to get involved in the community, and I was familiar with the term hyper, but I just called it red fruit once, and someone just flamed me for it.
Ouch. Oh, Diao actually just mistimes that dash. So Indonesia actually in the lead here. Just over a miss in favor of Indonesia because Diao's first miss was very early, but Lewind will find a miss. So the U.S. going to cut into that score lead just a little bit here, but Diao and Galaxy, though, will trade it. So the U.S. still going to be pulling back the score. Triple miss from Indonesia, miss from Diao, Sekre, and Rossold. Holding the FCs, the U.S. now instantly take the lead.
Yeah, that was looking pretty good for Indonesia there, but that triple miss, really deadly, especially with Rossold and Sekre really showing up here.
Diao, though, is struggling a little bit here, and Indo are recovering combos, so they're actually going to start pulling it because they're all about to hit 200 combo, and Diao's miss is going to put Indo right back in the lead halfway through.
So yeah, the triple miss did give the U.S. a quick big jump. However, the single misses from Diao gonna let them claw it back.
That miss from Lewind, though, combined with the recovery on Diao's end, is going to give the lead right back to the U.S. This is a close one with a quarter of the map left. Look at that score difference, 2,000 points. Lewind misses, though. The first note just after that short break.
It's going to come down right to the end. Like I said, yeah, just 2,000 difference after that spinner.
Oh, no. That miss from Lewind, though, is so unfortunate. Diao will miss, though. Several notes on those hypers. Back and forth. Galaxy, though, with a miss as well. U.S. still in front.
Yeah, U.S. with the lead, but it's not huge, and Rossold's going to drop.
And Lewind is there with 200 combo. He's going to start pulling it back. Nobody else really has any combo, though. Lewind coming to the wire. He pulls it back for Indo. Tournament life on the line. Indo,
come down to the
pull it
spin.
back to the spin. U.S. take it in the spinner. Do they hold on? The U.S. Can they hold on the end? Spin to win. The U.S. got it.
Oh, they got it.
7-2 finals week for the United States once again. In dramatic fashion, Indo will be eliminated in top 8. A brilliant World Cup performance for them this year. Considering the fact they did not have Deceitful, that's a great showing for Indonesia.
That was quite the spin at the end there. I think Indonesia definitely had it if it wasn't for the spinner.
Yeah, Galaxy didn't really spin that well. I guess he thought that the match may have already been decided. Who knows?
Yeah, US spin to win for the end.
Spun out of their minds. Also, you got to remember the US is just really good at spinners.
Yeah,
they're really good. Particularly Rossold as well. Yeah, but they're your winners.
Rossold, crazy guy, absolute mad lad, showing up for the spinner on this last one, and it is going to get the win for the US.
So they will be moving on. They claim the final spot in finals weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, We now have our 6 teams making it to finals week. In the winners bracket, Korea and China. Down in the losers bracket, Chile facing Italy and Hong Kong facing the United States. Your top 6 this year.
Absolutely. We're going to have to see what's going to happen for the grand finals. I'm excited to see what's going to go down for that one. Still quite a bit of a matches until then. And actually that's interesting that Indonesia-US showing as a upcoming match.
That was an hour ago. starting an hour ago.
Yes, upcoming in -1 hour.
No, but that's all the matches we have now. But coming up next is going to be our finals week 1 map pool showcase. So you do not want to miss that. We're going to be unveiling it. Snowleopard and I won't be taking you through that. We're going to be having some map professionals take you through that one.
Absolutely. I'm not one who maps well. However, who we have coming up next is...
They are quite knowledgeable of maps. But anyway, folks, that is going to be it for Snowleopard and myself for now. The United States take the win 7-2 over Indonesia in the losers bracket. It's going to be it for us, Snowleopard. What were your thoughts on the match?
I think it was pretty exciting. I was hoping for the tiebreaker. I'm a little sad we didn't see this weekend, but can't complain that my home team won. So, Doland, it has been a pleasure casting with you as always.
As always, my friend. And Twitch chat, we thank you for being here with us to watch the match. Stay tuned for the Map Pool Showcase. We hope you enjoy it. And we will see you next week for Finals Week when we cut the field down to 3.
See you guys then.
Hello everybody, thank you so much for waiting. We are back with the finals week 1 map pool showcase of the Oscatch World Cup 2020. I'm JB Hyperion, joined once again by Sekre and our map pool selector Rugoku.
Hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? I'm doing pretty good myself.
I mean, you won. You won, so
yeah,
so
2 wins in fact.
Pretty excited. But yeah, we are coming back for the finals map pool showcase. This map pool is pretty hard.
I didn't expect it was for the finals week, but yeah.
It's pretty hard. You're going to see that we didn't FC all the maps because we are bad.
Get your bingo cards ready, everyone.
Get your bingo cards ready, yeah. But yeah, we will start with the first no mode pick, as always, 4 specific maps and 2 converts. This is all I wanna do is touch your power points by sorcerer. This map is a bit misleading because the star rating is 6, so people expect it to be easy, but it's not at all. It requires a lot of micro movements, especially like micro tapping, because the map features a lot of wiggles and little dashes. So this map, I think, is pretty hard because you really need to be consistent at your speed during the whole map. But the map is pretty short, it's 1 minute and 42 seconds, so it might help the players to, stay in the groove for the whole pick.
Yeah, it's really interesting that you mentioned about this looking a lot harder than the star rating suggests, because Sorcerer is very well known as a mapper that maps kind of very flowy, comfortable picks, and this does not look anything like any of those.
No, not at all.
Yeah, definitely true. One thing I noticed is those 1/4 across the screen little bursts, like right there.
Yeah.
Are those just walkable by holding dash?
I think they are.
Okay, that makes it a lot easier then, because I was thinking, what if somebody's just gonna tap dash to all those?
But you can tap dash them, I mean, because the thing, if you hold dash and you just, hold them, it's a bit harder to get the timing right, I think. So, there are some stairs also, some micro stairs that are not extremely, sharp, not Scarlet Rose level,
But in some cases they can actually be harder because you have to transition from a really strong hyper dash into a really tiny movement in the other direction multiple times. If you can just hold dash for the whole time, then maybe not as difficult for some players. But yeah, as you said, this is probably one of the shortest maps in the pool, at just over 1.5 minutes.
Yeah, one thing I'm noticing also is that the slider velocity on these sliders is a little low, so if you hold dash, you might go
you can't,
early.
You need to really time your dash as well.
Yeah.
So, for the second map, we have Fubuki. This is a map by Emiru, and this is our consistency pick. This is a pretty recent map. I think it was mapped 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
This map is pretty long. It's 4 minutes and 14 seconds. So, and I think it's one of the highest star rating we have in the map pool. This is a map that is more streamy. And that features a lot of really high distance streams. You have these sliders that are extremely high SV, so you need to hold dash throughout the map in order to catch them. If you have a good control with dash, you can definitely get away with holding dash for most of the map, because this is pretty flowy. But at the same time, because these are streams, streams are one, I think, of the easiest pattern to just miss in the middle if you just lag a bit behind. So you can have a big drop. Compared to the previous consistency picks, I think this one is consistently hard. It's not consistently easy with some spikes. This one is pretty consistently hard throughout because there are a lot of stream distance in those 4 minutes. So.
Yeah, something also about this song. I know this song quite well because one, I mapped it myself, not this version, but I've also played the convert of this, and in this section particularly, there's a lot of really awkward snappings. 1/3 mixed with 1/4. That's gonna definitely catch out a lot of people. Oh boy.
Yeah, this part is pretty hard. You can't hold them. This one, I'm sure you actually need to tap them, and it's not as hard as it looks. But you need to be a bit fast to play this out.
Yeah, there were definitely some 1/3 triplets and some anti-flowing patterns creeping in before that little death stream section, and then those vertical patterns, as you said, looked really quite punishing. Definitely something that you can't just hold dash and alternate left to right for. You really need to precisely tap and release dash in those parts.
Yeah, and this is actually the first pick where we got a miss, I think. We got a really big miss at the end because, I mean, we are human, so we are still nervous when we play this kind of map. This map is, because it's long, it's quite easy to get nervous. And because the map does not really like slow down in intensity, it's pretty easy to just miss at the end because you need to still stay like strong when the map is not slowing down, and it's hard when you just played 4 minutes of stream.
Yeah, I can see what you mean about the higher slider velocity coming in here.
Yeah.
Some of those hyper dashes combined with the long anti-flowing sliders is very easy to miss slider ends, tails, and even big ticks there as well, which all break combo.
It's
And individual misses aren't going to be kind of hugely problematic on a song this long, but I don't think we're going to be seeing any single misses here, especially if this is picked late into a match when nerves really start to play a major part.
Oh, that little pattern right there. Oh, no.
He's having nightmares about it already.
I really am. There's something
the slow part, so
that just feels so random, honestly. And there's gonna be so many misses on that, I feel.
I don't think it's that hard, to be honest. It looks like hard, but it's just a little wiggle. You can actually like stay most of the wiggle and just wiggle the ending, so it's not so hard.
Here's another one of those awkward timing parts.
And yeah, I think that it's why I think all dashing is a pretty big skill to have on this map because of you said the slider velocity is pretty high. If you actually get in the rhythm, it's easy to like keep the dash and not and you are going to have the like right speed to have the good movement, I guess.
Also, another thing, I can definitely see somebody failing at the end. All they have to do is just miss a single hyper dashes.
The HP is 5 though, so
yeah, it depends on when
you
they
need to miss like both of the hyper dashes. This is fluctuation. This map was qualified yesterday actually during the time we were warping up the map. This was qualified. I didn't even know.
At least you shouldn't have to make any last-minute edits to maps if this one is going to stay there, hopefully.
But this is quite a technical pick. This is a really hard pick, to be honest. I cannot play this kind of map at all. But this is really technical. A lot of gimmicky patterns, and you really need to read it really well because you have these slider hyper dashes, you have these extremely hard like anti-flowing movements in the middle of streams, and this is the kind of map where you really need to be good at in order to play them well.
I'm honestly a little surprised that this is in this pool. I would have thought maybe it would have been in the next pool. It is definitely a lot harder than
it is, on the harder end of the map pool, to be honest. I think that these kind of technical picks have always been something that is preferred by the toughest teams.
Yeah.
So it's not going to. Maybe it's going to cause some problems, but I don't think. I don't think it's un-FCable still. I think this is definitely doable in a tournament setting.
Yeah, I remember a few weeks ago when James first submitted this, I was happy that I got a 2 miss.
Yeah, it's actually quite a hard map.
Yeah, I love this map. It's actually a really good map. Thank you, James, for making it.
I did the hit sounds. But yeah, when I was happy that you mentioned that this is very difficult to play, because when I was hit sounding this, I thought to myself, like, I have no idea what's going on, but I kind of have to make up a little bit of an idea as to what I think is going on. And he seemed to like them, so I guess that's
yeah.
But yeah, this is a really cool map, and I'm glad to see it featured here. It features a lot of patterns like the hyper dashes on, slider droplets, big ticks, and some weird kind of stream shapes that you really would not see anywhere else.
And we'll go for the fourth map. So this one was picked as a warm-up today. We didn't really expect that, but this is I Lost My FLP. This is a pretty recent map by Spectator. And this is a map that requires a lot of precise tapping, but not in the same sense as the normal one map. This one is more like a vertical slider tapping, especially like this. I don't know how you call them, but the vertical slider tap dashes that are in Hyper Dash that you find in maps such as, I don't know, Plastics Wires, for example. But this one is, I think, a lot more spiky than most of the maps in this pool. Especially at the end. The end is extremely hard to get the first time. So people are going to, I guess, miss on the end. It's going to be a really big choke point. But we'll see how teams are going to fare with this map.
You know, it would have been really funny if, for the warm-up, you just decided to take Motion's warm-up from earlier, because I'm pretty sure he FC'd this.
Yeah, FC'd actually. But Ken FC'd, so...
It would have been really funny to see Motion playing it. It's like, wait, this guy's playing the match.
Foresight.
Yeah. It was actually unexpected. I didn't even like watch the beginning of the match live. I just watched the MP link and I was like, wait, did we leak the map pool or something?
That's illegal. You can't do that.
Yeah, we can do that.
Oh yeah, this ending definitely is a lot harder than the rest.
A lot harder, yeah.
Yeah.
Some of those anti-flowing stairs look pretty punishing, and then there's wiggles thrown in for good measure. Mercifully short, but if you're going to fail at the end, then maybe that's not so merciful after all.
Really seems that if you get a miss in the intro, that's going to be really bad for your team, because it's just
that's going to, yeah.
Yeah.
So we have our first convert, and this is a map set that a lot of people know. Maybe people do not know this map because this is a map set that is extremely known. This is for Waves, the map by Kaifin. The map set is by Kaifin, but the map is by Silvo. And this is a map that features a lot of what you find in technical converts. So anti-flow patterns, micro stairs, micro like sort of like edge dashes, but that are so short that it's not as hard to get as like a full edge dash, I guess. But this is a really hard map to get because you need to actually anti-flow and wiggle a lot, and it's not totally natural to actually do it on some of the patterns. But if you can, you actually wiggle everything, so it's not a problem. This is a really fun map to play though. And you are going to see that Ken did some interesting misses on this match.
Yeah, it's interesting to see with the high BPM and density of like this kind of song that a lot of those micro walking kind of stair patterns that you're talking about, some of them don't even need to be dashed for because the density is so high. Yeah. And dashing may kind of make things harder in some instances, but because it's a convert, like two patterns that look very similar might play vastly differently, which can easily catch players out.
But I think that some of the most like seasoned convert players, especially the one who play a lot of technical maps like Camellia maps, are going to maybe see this even in a tournament match. This is definitely something that is doable for them because there are not a lot of extremely hard like sections. So as we will go for the last no mode, and this is a long no mode. This is Ito. The name of the artist is extremely long, but the name of the song is just Ito. This is a map that is an alternate convert map. So I guess this is sort of similar with Fubuki, but Fubuki is a specific stream map. This one is a convert stream map, and convert streams are a bit different, I guess, than specific streams. On this map they are a lot different. You have anti-flows in the streams, which is a pattern you do not see every day. And it's a pretty long map, so you can miss it pretty easily.
You know, this kind of reminds me of a map that Abstract would just have a random FC on.
Yeah, but there are no FC on the map. Latifah-sama are the one you can...
Not yet.
Alright,
Not
Abstract,
yet,
get to do your thing on this map. Waiting for him.
The thing is, the second swim of the map is extremely tough to do it. Because of the whole like anti-flow thing. So yeah. I do not know if we are going to see an FC in match at least, but maybe in solo, it's definitely doable. Like the play of Latifah-sama did a pretty random miss. So the really hard part is the stream that is going to be there after this section, because this is a big checkpoint for a lot of players who are in the leaderboard. Even really good players like Zhao missed on this part. So.
Yeah, I saw Diao and Zach both had about 850 combo and then they missed.
Yeah, because this is definitely the hard part. The stream, because the last stream is a lot more spaced, you have more hyper dashes. This one is like medium, like the spacing is average, so you have a lot of edge dashes. Not really hard edge dashes, but edge dashes in streams are still hard because you need to.
Oh yeah.
To like recover well, so it can be tough to actually, as you can see, I'm not doing a good job at it at all.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of hold dash patterns where you just have to snap back really fast, and
yeah,
if you snap back too slow, you're gonna hit the first route, but you're not gonna hit the second one, so you have to snap back even faster than you would.
Exactly. This is, I think, what makes this section in particular.
Yep.
But the thing is, even on the hyper dashes, you need to like, even on the, if you take the hyper dash like a bit late, you are going to get a bit messed up with your timing. So you really need to stay in rhythm, which is why this is also a map that is consistently hard. Because if you just lag behind for a bit, you need to like recalibrate. Which is pretty hard to do on this kind of map, on a map that is that intense. If you actually like are in this section with a full combo, well, I think this is going to be a full combo, because the last section is, funny enough, pretty easy to hit, even if it's still streams. I think that these are the easiest streamers of the map, because there are a lot more hyper dashes, so it's a bit easier to actually hit all of them.
Typical converts.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't buy into the end of the map. Must be the hardest part meta that Catch likes to go for.
Yeah, unfortunately, because at the end of the map you're nervous, so it should be easier, not hard.
Yes.
At least for my nerves, it would be better.
Maybe you could FC the tiebreaker then.
Ha. So we finished with the Nomad pool, and we are going to go with the Hidden pool. And this is Agolo Monomai. This is a map by Yumenori Miko. This is an AR 8.8 map and CS 4.4, so I guess this is a medium AR map. This is a really tough map. I do not expect people to FC this in match. But this is a map that features the AR is pretty low, but it's not the lowest that we ever put. But it features a lot of patterns that are extremely hard to hidden. Because, for example, there are some wiggles, but the wiggles aren't like vertical. There are some triplets, but the triplets are not vertical. So you really need to go back on a foot that is in a higher distance at the beginning of the pattern, which is extremely hard to do with hidden because you forget where the foot was. So it's pretty hard, and these triplets, for example, are pretty tightly snapped, so it's really easy to miss on them.
You know, one thing about this map is I actually have PTSD from playing this because I played this in a tournament 2 months ago, and I had to play versus the Chileans.
I think it was on this diff though. I think it was AR 9.6 diff. I know which tournament you're referring to, but it was on this diff.
Oh boy. So it's even going to be harder because it's AR 8.8.
Yeah.
Unless you're Zach, in which case then you're looking on with glee right now.
Exactly.
Zach is expecting to play this map. But the map is pretty tough. Even I think the top like lawyer hidden player are going to have a bit of a struggle on this because there are a lot of wiggles and triplets and edge dashes. So it's not only the reading. The map is mechanically hard.
Yeah, this pick takes a lot of inspiration from Sanshi Streame, also by this artist from the, I think it was the round of 16 pool in last year's World Cup No Mod, featuring a lot of very strong quarter dashes and anti-flowing wiggling patterns, as well as dashes into hyper dashes without a direction change. So you can see a lot of inspiration from that here. But now the approach rate is lower, the song is similar in length, and it's obviously a specific, so there's far fewer kind of simple rest periods and the odd difficulty spikes. So
Exactly.
and hidden, of course, is added on with that lower approach rate. So as if you weren't being mean enough. There's also a lot of variable snapping in this. There's some 1-3, 1-4, 1-6, and maybe even some 1-8 as well.
Yeah.
So trying to balance like those with hidden being added, and like when is the right time to move for each of those different densities is going to be a real challenge for players.
Yeah, and because the map is not like fully consistent, for example, these streams, they are not of the same like length, so it's pretty easy to actually like miss on them, even if it's not hit really hard, but it's really easy to miss on this map.
Yeah, also, the last Ki right there, I believe that one is easier than the rest from my experience.
Yeah, I think it's easier, yeah.
Yeah, but this ending right here, like this
This ending is really
combo, yeah, you could see a lot of misses. I can honestly expect a lot of matches to kind of swing just based on whoever hits this ending.
I think
looks
like
easy,
I missed this maybe like 6 times before, like only the ending 6 times before I think the actual match. So.
You got it in the end, though. That's what counts.
Yeah, so we have the really low AR map. This is Twan. This is an AR 7.8 map and CS4. This is a bit similar for those who watch Catch a Bit World Cup since quite a long time to Avantier that we had. I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. This is a really hard map to read. It's not that hard mechanically, but it features wiggles, and with AR 7.8, wiggles are something that, well, it's hard because you need to really get into rhythm, especially because these wiggles do not start with a pattern. They are isolated, so it's really hard to know when to start to wiggle, and it's going to catch a lot of people off guard. But for the better lower hidden players, well, this is going to be something that's, I think, really doable. It's mostly, I think it's even easier than Adventure if you do not count the fact that the AR is lower. So.
Yeah, I'm actually really happy that we're seeing Dika maps in the map pool.
Yeah.
I saw some of his maps from a while ago. I remember he has a map called Jump and Jump and Jump, and that's like one of my favorite Catch the Beat maps. So I'm glad that he's getting some maps in the map pool.
We are pretty similar because this map actually is one of my favorite maps. I think I had a comment like 5 months ago. I was saying, "Oh, this is one of my favorite maps." So, yeah, this is really like for lower hidden players. This is I think a really fun map to play.
Yeah, Dika's been a player participant for the Catch World Cup for I think 5 years in a row now, but I believe this is their first appearance as a mapper in the map pool. Unless there's a very old pick that I'm missing, or there was a previous name change.
It's our first appearance, yeah. But people are going to, well, maybe it's going to be a ban because lawyer are most of the time banned. But I still think that with enough playing, this is easier to actually do well than the 8.8 pick, because the 8.8 pick is really brutal. So we're going to see.
I agree that Hagoro no Mai is very kind of technically difficult throughout. This one is a little bit more comfy, and most of the difficulty comes from the reading challenge. But if you can get that nailed down, then players who are proficient at low approach rate hidden reading should find this fairly comfortable.
Yeah. So we'll go for the last hidden pick, and the pick where we have the most misses. This is Oedo Controller, and this is a long map. This is 4 minutes. 4 minutes, I think. And this is AR 9.4, so this is a pretty high AR pick for the hidden pool. This is based around standing / wiggles pattern. You really need to know if you want to wiggle on this map or to position yourself really well, because it's really hard. There are some patterns that are really hard. For example, Ken is a player that prefers wiggling, so he is going to wiggle a lot of these patterns. But for example, me, I'm a player that prefers standing, so I'm going to stand a lot of this pattern, which is going to make me less consistent at the map than Ken. But if I'm consistent at the map, well, I'm going to do a better score on average. So this is really interesting as a pick, because you really need to know how do you approach the map from a gameplay standpoint. You really need to know how do you want to learn to play the map. So yeah.
Yeah, this kind of seems like a pick where it's like, okay, are you playing good today? Alright, then you're playing this map. Because if you're not having a good day, you're probably not going to have a good time with all these placements and wiggles that you were talking about.
But also you need to be extremely confident in yourself, because you need to you need to not stray away from the way you are playing the map most of the time, because what happens is that sometimes in a tournament setting, a pattern that you used to wiggle, you don't know why, but you want to position yourself on it, and a pattern that you used to position yourself on it, you don't know why, but you want to wiggle them, and it's pretty hard to, especially with hidden, because with hidden you can't really change. You can you have less room to do a last minute change on your patterning, on your positioning. So you really need to be confident in yourself, going for those patterns.
We saw a lot of these hyper dash into buzz slider patterns in some of the previous no mod picks, like Dancer in the Discord and a few in Tengaku as well, but they really are ramped up to another level here, obviously with hidden being added as well. If you're not trying to wiggle these, which I guess is possible since the BPM is quite low, even though it's an alternating double BPM style map. But if you're trying to kind of stack and plate walk these, then you really need to be as precise as possible.
This BPM change too is gonna catch so many
off
guard.
Especially because on this BPM change you actually need to wiggle, and the wiggles are pretty fast. They are not really the distance is not that high, so it's easy to approximate a wiggle, but you actually need to wiggle. So slower players are going maybe to have a bit of trouble with this part. But you're going to see that even on some non-required sliders, can actually wiggle a lot because it's just more comfortable at it. So. Also, with such a long map and such a gimmick, I think that this is a map where you can see actually a really big comeback, because you can definitely miss anywhere on the map. So you might see teams actually missing on this last, for example, wiggles, and another team that catch them. You really need to be focused for the whole map, because these sliders are everywhere.
Yeah, it seems like almost anything is a potential miss point here. There really aren't many kind of free sections where if you miss and aren't having a great time, as Sekra said, where you can easily recover and settle the nerves. So if you are having a bad day or just a bad map, you probably want to stay away from this one and either ban it or let some of your teammates take over.
And the hidden pool is now finished, and we are going for the hard work pool. This is Milkron on Sonetica. First of all, I want to thank Ascendance for his availability, because we needed to change some things, and he was nice enough to let us change the map set in order to make it a bit easier with hard work. This is the consistency hard work pick. This is AR10 pick, of course, but this is CS 4.2 plus HR, which is a bit higher than the usual like 5.2 that we see. And the BPM is extremely high, so in this kind of map, it's what I said with Fubuki or with Ito, you need to be consistently. This is consistently hard, so you need to be consistently focused because the BPM is so high that there are not a lot of downtime on this map. You really need to snap everything like super well. But the map does not have major hard work patterns. Like for at least the first 1000 combo, it's pretty easy to just play the map as you would play a normal deck that is AR10 because it does not have like really sharp hard work patterns.
So far, it's actually looking really good in the term that it is testing your AR10 ability with Hard Rock, especially because
and also
you
your
can miss.
CS.
You can miss so easily on a lot of these far jumps just if you aren't comfortable on AR10.
Yeah. And on the CS, it's easy, really easy to miss. If you're just like a bit too late, you are going to snap back a bit late. And the map was, for those who have the previous version, the map was modified from like HP 7 to HP 5, so now it's HP 7 with hard work, so you can actually miss and recover.
What do you mean you didn't want HP 9.8 in a 3-minute long finals map?
I mean...
Max the character attacks.
Oh yes.
Yeah, but character attacks was quite a bit easier, I guess, mechanically than...
Just a little, yeah.
Just a little, yeah.
Yeah, as expected with all Ascendance maps too, is that this map is really very flowy and you could tell where all the next goes are gonna go. That's something that almost never goes wrong in his maps.
Even with hard work, which hard work sometimes want to just move a foot bar, you know. You have this little, like, it's not hard, but you have this pattern where you actually need to expect a bit where the song will restart because you can just like stay on the left side and the foot is going to go back of the like right side and it's going to be
At least there's not a huge amount of gap between notes and spinners in some places, which when you're getting tired towards the end of the song could easily induce some traps, which is a little mean, but if there's not too many of them, then I guess you can do a little memorization for those.
Yeah, very true.
And we'll go on to the second hard work pick. This is Shuffle Heaven. This is a map that is extremely high stars. This is something like 7.7 stars with with hard work, so this is really high. But it's not as hard as the star rating like suggests. This is a streamy map, but with hard work, there are not a lot of streams that are deformed. Only one, I think, and it's not even like really major. You really need to get used to swim pretty well in order to play this map because this goes pretty fast, and especially the ending part is the big stream of Shuffle Heaven for those who know the song. And on this big stream you have anti-flow streams and you have a lot of pretty hard patterns for the map.
Yeah, really popular song that anyone should know if they've played the combat in particular, but this is obviously specific, Hard Rock number 2. Lots of tap dashing and some little anti-flowing sections on those stairs as well. A little bit of deformation on streams, but given the circle size is not too small, nothing that should really disrupt players' momentum moving through them thus far.
And it's pretty in rhythm with the song. Like if you played this as you would play the normal like map, most of the time you are going to be on the foot because this follows pretty well the actual music. So you have this ending center where you actually start seeing wiggles and some anti-flow, so you need to be extremely quick to actually cut them, but because it's not like really long anti-flows or really long wiggles. You have quite a bit of leeway to see the map.
That ending reminded me of PA 107.
Yeah,
at the very
a bit.
end.
yeah, a bit. So for our last hard rock pick, we are going to have Tenohira de Odolu. This is our convert pick, and this is a stream map, but a convert stream map. So this is our more like hard rock patterns map, where hard rock will try to move every first note of the streams a random position for whatever reason. But the map is actually fun to play because you need to like really snap back really quickly because you have this like first foot that are quite a bit like well spaced with the rest of the streams, so you really need to come back pretty fast, and I think it's a pretty fun movement to do. Also, like the distances on some of the jumps are definitely on the like higher hand of the like distance. You could pull them like almost edge dashes because they are pretty tight. So once again, if you do not read well your turn and you're too late on some of the patterns, you're going to miss everyone this map. This is one of the maps where like almost none of my plays like look the same because. For example, I missed once, and I missed on the following pattern once, and I missed at the end once, and it was really like different to play this map every time. You are starting to see the first like big stream section with some of these like first foot that are pretty spaced from the other foot.
Yeah, Hard Rock's creating some very interesting patterns that require some pretty delicate micro movement there on those streams.
But it's always on the first, like it's not the whole stream that is different, so it's not as bad.
So just expect the beginning of every stream to be a micro movement, and then from then on it's okay. Ooh, that looked pretty tricky snapping.
This section looks tricky, but it's actually tricky. You just need to tap.
I'll have to take your word for that one.
But it actually looks tricky, so you can like miss it. So. And I was so nervous, I started like missing a lot.
So if even map pool selectors are getting nervous and they have like maybe
and we do not
5 or more attempts to get this good score to look good on stream, how nervous do you think some of our players are going to be when they get one shot and one shot only?
Yeah, especially this ending part. I think that this ending part is the part that will make people not achieve a map in a tournament setting, because the ending is I guess edgiest dashes of the map. So
yeah, there's a lot of mix between half hyper dashes and half edge dashes as well, which is really punishing.
And we've finished with the hard rock pool, and we will go for the double time pool. And this is Ebb and Flow. This is a map that the replay you're saying is the first FC with DT on this map. Funnily enough, this is a map by Yumino Imiko, and this is some sort of like a techie consistency map that you don't really see a lot of on DT. This is an AR 8.7, and there are a lot of little doublets and really like strange spacings on these patterns. And because the song is so long, it's pretty easy to miss on the slow part. But there's also a really big section that is going to come around 900 combo or 800 combo, where you have a really big stream. So you need to, and because this is a technical map, it's not like 1-2 or 1-4 stream. It features a lot of different snappings, so it's going to be hard for a lot of players to play.
Yeah, the first thing I think of when I see this map is I'm like, wow, China's gonna be really good on this map.
Yeah. This is a map where I think that teams like China are going to have a blast at it because they are really good at this kind of techie map.
Especially with the movements that go back and forth when they're kind of little bar jumps. I know they love that stuff.
You can actually like either like hold dash and I do this. I hold dash and then I try to wait a little before. It's not really a left-right, but you need to wait a little before like starting to do the left-right. Or you can do like QWH, which is tap dashing, but you need to be extremely fast. So this is the first anti-flow section, stream anti-flow section. It really picks up in difficulties if you're not used to play this AR 8.7 DT. It's one of the first choke points of the map, I think.
Yeah, this is an interesting pick because it offers a few like rest periods as well, but they don't really feel like rest periods when it's approach rate 10.1. The map is still over 3 minutes long, even with double time added. Like, even the rest periods still feel quite tense, and there's a lot of little 1/4 tap dashing and anti-flowing wiggles and direction changes, so you really can't let your guard down at any point, even when the song is not very intense. The map still requires quite a bit of precision with the circle size 4.2.
There's a reason why the map does not have any DTSC. It's that it's not the kind of map that everyone plays with DT because it does not like it does not give a lot of PP and it's pretty long, but it's on the higher hand of. It's something that really like dedicated DT players know how to play.
And that ending also seemed very chokeable with double time because of the wiggles. Yeah. I wonder how many times you missed there.
Oh, I did this play like really quickly. I think I did it in twice, so I was quite a bit lucky on this. So this is Two-Face, the map like Bastion, and this is our AR9 DT. This AR9 DT is mostly focused on speed. The BPM is extremely high, it's 307 BPM, so yeah, it's a really speedy map. And it's one of these maps where it's not that bad that it's like AR9 DT, because AR9 DT most of the time like some players dislike it because they feel like it comes too fast compared to the actual density of the song. But this one, density is so high that you can actually like go with the flow most of the map and not even really think about the AR and actually FC quite a big chunk. The map is ramping up in difficulty quite a bit though. All of the patterns are not as flowy as the beginning, and you have some micro streams, and I think that at this kind of BPM plus AR, streams are pretty easy to find.
Yeah, this isn't the first time we've seen approach rate 10.3 due to Zetsubo and Fuchi appearing in the previous pool. But as you said, this is 300 BPM with double time added, and there's a lot more anti-flow thrown in, so it's a lot less kind of comfortably flowing from one pattern to the next, even though there are still quite a lot of like regular flow patterns. But this is really interesting.
The players who actually did like well on Zetsubo and Fuchi, but didn't like the whole like technical part where the mappings changed are going to maybe have actually a good play on this, but players that are like more AR9 DT specialists, it's going to be pretty easy for them to FC. This is definitely a FC map, an FCable map.
It is the shortest pick available in the double time pool this round by a pretty considerable margin.
Yeah, because we always have pretty long DT picks. Due to the fact because we think that it's a bit more interesting to see. But DT most of the time like goes really, really fast, and it's true that there's a lot of DT players that are really good in DT but are not really consistent at it. So we want to really like test their ability to play DT well for a pretty long period of time. But
that is a really huge spinner at the end as well.
Yeah,
that could easily overturn some smaller score differences.
Also, as the marathon DT player myself, I thank you.
So this is the last map. This is an AR8 map. So sorry for Hidden. I know that on this kind of map, it would have been better for most players if I didn't put Hidden, but I couldn't play it without Hidden. This is a long map. It's almost 5 minutes without DT, so it's 3 minutes 20, I think, with DT. And this map is a map with a lot of really tight jumps. You talked about abstract maps in the beginning. This one is definitely an abstract map. There's a lot of edge jumps on this map, and with DT, edge jumps are really hard to play. Seeing this in a tournament setting is going to be impressive. I think that this map with the new PP change is almost 6 stars with DT for a convert. So this is really high. You don't really see 6 stars convert, but this is one. And if you have seen this one, you have quite a bit of PP, but it's so hard that I don't think that a lot of people are going to receive it.
Yeah, this is so perfect of an abstract map that he is actually the only player holding a double time FC on the as of right now. But this is an obligatory Toho double time song in the convert section of the map pool, which we've skipped out on a little bit this World Cup, but you're bringing it back just at the perfect time.
We had the Senya DT still on the last,
in the specific option, but now we're into convert Toho DT, which is the true history.
DT, yeah.
Yes.
And AR8 too, so AR8 is also I guess standard AR for older DT players. This is a map that is I think for older DT players a bit easier than DT specific player, for example. They are going to have a bit more trouble because the jumps, you really need to be on specifics. You can always count on the hyper dashes to get back into the flow. On this one you can't really, because some of these are just normal jumps, and normal jumps with DT, depending on when you started playing the game, they might be harder than a specific stage. And actually my miss was a bit stupid, but I think I could have FC'd this if I didn't.
Okay, you still did pretty good, so it's fine.
There's actually a section there, which is a bit different than the rest of the song, because it features sliders into, I don't know how to call them, sliders into circles. In Mania you would call them shields, but these have pretty interesting timing, and it's why I actually do not recommend HD on this, even though I'm playing with it. Is that these sliders into circles are extremely misleading. You actually need to start always a bit later than you think, in order to get the next one.
Like you did say, this DT map pool is a bit long, or on the longer side, so it's going to be a little bit of a test to see if people can play these kind of maps for this long.
And
that is DT concluded, though. It's tiebreaker time.
Yeah, the tiebreaker. As always, nobody guessed it. People actually might have forgotten that this map was never picked in a tournament. But this is a pretty known map. This is Worlds and Milfolium. This is a map by Aweimu, a ranked map. When it got ranked, I remember it was 9 stars. It was the biggest I guess star rating apps. Maybe if you do not count image material. This is a pretty speedy pick. You need to be pretty fast at actually playing this. And I think that, a lot of players are knows the map, so...
I know this.
Yeah.
This BPM of 135 is incredibly misleading.
No, it's extremely slow. No burst at all.
It's just this for 5 minutes. It doesn't get any more intense whatsoever.
Yeah. It's just this way. We pranked you. No, I was actually pretty happy with it. But I lost PP, so I guess it's sad. So yeah, we are starting into the map. This map, if you know map material or maps like this, well, it's not really the same kind of map, but it's mostly based on like big streams and bursts. So you need to be pretty quick at because some of the streams are not really anti-flurry, but they do not go on while the like natural flow would guide you, and you need to actually be a bit quick in order to recover some of the patterns if you're a bit late. However, I don't think that the beginning is going to pose any problem to the player like state of the competition. I think that I think starting from the first burst, it's where we are going to see those really like fall apart if they are not they do not like train their stamina, especially because this is a map where for me the main difficulty is not really the patterns. Most people know how to play this kind of patterns nowadays, but the main difficulty comes from the fact that this burst, for example, the first burst and the first really big swings come pretty late into the song, so you really need to recover your stamina. It's a bit weird to say recover your stamina, but you just played a long match, so you really need to recover your stamina on this section, and it's not easy to do because it's really fast. And I think that the song is ramping up its difficulty a lot. The beginning is honestly pretty easy for like this finals map pool, but starting from the middle part, well, you are going to see a lot of.
Yeah, right around about the 1500 combo is where I usually start seeing my misses right here, because I don't know for what reason, but this section just doesn't feel right whenever I play it.
I understand what you mean, but I think it's because of the way the music changes is a bit like, I don't know, it's not really like natural. You don't really like know when the music is trending, but because the mapper mapped, he listen to the music like more than the player, so he knows exactly when the music starts, and it's not like the sound chat is pretty brutal. It's actually like the beginning and the end of this burst, I think, are for me were the hardest part of the map. And also after the spin-off, because I didn't know that the song didn't like ended after the first spin-off.
So, classic spinners made with
I'm
notes
not
after last spinner.
I thought I was like, oh, I have seen, but no, not at all. It's why you need to play with HUD on, because
You know, a fun fact about this map is actually right before my match, I was trying to FC this once. I was like, you know what, wouldn't it be really cool if I just got an FC on this finally? I got to 300 combo, then missed, and I said, alright, I give up. And I guess I have to revisit this again this week.
this is the kind of trauma. I never got around to FC the map because the beginning is a thing, and you have 100 combo of nothing, and I don't know if I'm the only one. When there's like 100 combo of nothing, I'm just like so discouraged to just even touch the map, like image material or Warden. I've never played the full map before like the last few days because I was so discouraged of playing this.
Oh yeah. Don't worry, you're not alone. I could see some people like maybe falling asleep, not literally, but figuratively in the first 300 combo, and they're like, oh crap, I'm playing a map.
Yeah. But yeah, after this spin-off, the office, I actually recovered well, but I didn't know, and I got so nervous because I was like, oh, it's actually I can do this. I thought I wouldn't be able to play this, but actually I can play this, and no, it was so surprising to see these last few foots, but they're not really hard. So, this was the last pick of the finals. We still have the grand finals map pool because we have a grand final map pool compared to some of the previous years in CWC. So, I hope that this map pool will will challenge, because we are starting to get into the map that really challenge even the top players, I think. So I hope this map will challenge the players in the tournament and will be hype for the people who are watching the matches next week.
Yeah, not too many teams remaining now. The best players, the best teams, and playing on some of the most difficult maps that Catch has ever seen. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how they do battle, but that's going to be coming up next week in Finals Week 1. This will conclude our coverage of the semi-finals from the Oscatch World Cup 2020. So if you want to find out what's happening next week, find out when scheduling matches are taking place, and of course when we will be streaming those, do follow the channel and do follow us on Twitter as well to get notified of when we go live. If you haven't yet purchased a banner to support your team, you can still do that, but remember that this week is the last week you will be able to purchase them. After Finals Week 1 is concluded, you will not be able to purchase banners. So for $2.50, go pick one up, support your team, support the World Cup, and support a beautiful game that OS is in general. And thank you very much, everyone, for joining in. Hope you've really enjoyed. Any final words from you guys, Sekra or Rugaku?
Speaking of schedules, Walter Toro actually just posted a schedule right now. So if you're in the Oscatch CWC Discord, if you're a player, go check that out.
Yeah.
Any hopes for the map pool next week, Rugaku? Maps you expect to see people struggle with, or things where you could really see a really good battle take place?
I really want to see Twan, but I don't think that Twan is a kind of map where we are going to see close matches. Most of the time, like, these kind of player picks are, well, not close. But I think that I really expect actually the hard rock pick, especially the hard rock 1 and 2, to get picked, because Ascendance map, for example, I think we are going to see a really good battle on this, especially because there are a lot of good hard rock players in like the last few teams remaining. So with the fact that this map is a really big consistency map, I want to see hard rock 1 and hard rock 2 get played. I think it's going to be hype if we see those picks.
Okay, so that'll conclude our coverage for the week. Again, thank you everyone so much for watching. It's been great to have you. Hope you've enjoyed the matches. Wish the players good luck in their remaining games. And we'll see you all very, very soon. Take care and goodbye.
See ya!
I can feel the